Let's talk about invasion with no plan. When you have in mind only fake history based on fake news, it's impossible to have a good preparation even for an invasion. The Russian forces have been influenced by the Kremlin propaganda, and now the half of them are killed or wounded. This strategic failure is due to the lack of real information. It was planned like a special operation as always. It was presented as a piece of cake. It was considered like a local problem. Each of those ideas is deeply wrong. The Russian troops are failing on the ground and in many areas. The invasion was made with no real plan. It was the product of propaganda and nothing more. The reality is tough for the propaganda because reality has history and propaganda has only ideology. Due to time, history is robust. Ideology is only efficient at a moment, but not in time. It's not robust. On the other hand, robustness is efficient in time. Russia was prepared for a quick victory, but it was a fake news. Russia wasn't prepared for a long failure. And now we can see that an Ukrainian tractor is better than a Russian tank. It looks ridiculous, but this fact belongs now to history. And this is the problem of an invasion with no plan. Many ideas in the same framework. First of all, the invasion was made by propaganda. But propaganda in an invasion has to do with reality. So you can imagine what you want in theory, but in practice, you have to control something. The Russian forces live in a fake history with fake news, and everything is created by the propaganda. So with the first contact, you have the first impact. And this is the impact of reality. It's impossible to convince what or who? The Ukrainians. Because if you want a good propaganda and you want from it to work, in reality, you have to convince the other one that yes, it works. But no, it doesn't. Why? Because for Ukraine, there is no propaganda. There is no Soviet Union, not anymore. So for them, they were prepared to a real invasion. So they have and they had a real preparation to fight against a real invasion. On the other side, for the Russian forces, they were prepared to control what? A fake state with fake information, with no history, just to fight against the small brother because you are the big one. So in the contact between reality and propaganda, very often the winner is the reality. In fact, propaganda is very good when there is no contact with reality, because everything is virtual, everything is mental, everything is in the brain with a brainwash. So you don't care. Now, when you do this, it's important, for example, for proxy wars, because you are at a distance. Now, when you put your forces in the battlefield cannot be the battlefield of propaganda. It belongs to reality. So the plan was good in a fake history. So in this parallel world, it was working. So everybody in the Russian forces was prepared to do this. But you have a splitting effect. This world does not exist. So you have a projection. And without the reality, the projection is a failure. It's important, so in reality, to imagine what? If the invasion was made at the time of the Soviet Union, the propaganda could win, because the Ukrainians will be influenced. But now it's finished. So they do not have any choice. They want to be European. They want to be free. They don't care about that. They know that they have an enemy. And this enemy is clear for them now. It's not the big brother. It's just a fake superpower. Nothing more. So they resist.